Welcome to the Chamber Chat, your source for everything Danville and business topics that matter to you. We hope you enjoy the show. Chamber Chat. Chamber Chat.
Welcome to the Chamber Chat. Woohoo! As you can see, we have a new member on the cast today. Welcome, Cassie.
Hi.
Cassie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a senior at Danville High School. I'm just interning for the chamber right now. It's been a lot of fun.
What's been your favorite part of interning with us this year?
Just you guys. You guys are fun. You're very welcoming. It's amazing.
Good. All right. And this is your first podcast.
It is.
All right. Are you nervous?
Very.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. All right. So we have our guest.
Yes.
We are very excited about Miss Autumn Busey.
Thank you.
Autumn is a board member.
I am. Proud board member.
Proud board member. I like that you put proud
Yes,
board member in front
Of
of it.
course.
And so Autumn is with Hendricks County Bank Trust.
I am.
Autumn, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I've been with Hendricks County Bank for about 3 years. Actually just came up on my anniversary. I am a resident of Danville and have been involved with the chamber mostly since 2014. And came on as a board member about a year ago. And I love the same thing. It's just fun. I mean, our chamber is fun, and I love what we do for our businesses and how we support the business community.
Great. Yeah. Thank you for joining us today.
I'm glad to be here.
All right. So we're going to talk about the bank.
Yes,
All right.
that is why I'm here.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about Hendricks County Bank?
Sure. So Hendricks County Bank has been around since 1908. And that means we've been in this community for a long time. Obviously, one of our slogans right now is it's who we serve, it's who we are, it's in our name. And it's basically saying that Hendricks County is who we serve. That's why our bank's name is Hendricks County Bank. Seems simple, but we're just reminding people that that's our focus. And that is one of the things about Hendricks County Bank is we are focused on this community. We have made the choice not to set up additional locations outside of the Hendricks County boundaries. It doesn't mean we don't help people outside of Hendricks County, but we keep our focus right here in this county.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Me too. So we have 5 local branches. We have 2 in Brownsburg. That's our main headquarters. Then we have one up on Northfield Drive. We have 1 in Avon, 1 in Plainfield, and 1 in Danville. So that covers our 5 branches.
You guys started in Brownsburg.
We started in Brownsburg, yes,
Yeah.
we did. We were Brownsburg State Bank at one point, and then we moved into the Plainfield area and merged a Plainfield bank with the Brownsburg bank. And actually, our main branch is still on the very same location where the original bank was built. There's some interesting stories. If you look at some of the history, there's a car that ran through a window, I believe, and just some interesting historical things about it. So,
I remember the old building.
do you?
Yes.
A lot of people remember the old building, and let's just say we're glad that the old building is the old building.
The old building.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you haven't been in our new building, it is beautiful.
It is
It is a
beautiful.
beautiful building.
It is beautiful, especially now that you can get there.
Yes. So being on the corner of 267 and 136 for a while, it was a little bit of a challenge with all the construction that was going on and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's gotten a lot better.
There you go.
Definitely.
All right.
All right. How has Hendricks County Bank evolved over the years to meet changing customer needs?
I think the biggest thing is one, our locations, adding the multiple locations so that we serve the entire county and you don't have to go very far. I think the most mileage between any branch for us is 7 miles. So you can literally get to any of our branches pretty quickly. But then I would say the biggest change has been the technology, which all banks have had to kind of come under that. But just, adding online banking, adding the mobile apps, and especially your age, that's probably the only way you guys bank. Do you know what a check is?
Yes.
Do you know how to make out a check?
For the most part,
For the
yes.
most part? Okay, good. A lot of people say no when they're in your age bracket, but really in this day and age, you can do everything electronically, so there's not a whole lot of need for that. But it's nice when my mom and dad write me a check, I can actually just mobile a deposit, even though I work at the bank and I'm there every day. But the mobile app and the online is probably the biggest changes that we've come alongside and made sure that we're staying up with technology and things like that. So
Yeah. How does Hendricks County Bank support local businesses and entrepreneurs in our community?
So Hendricks County Bank is definitely focused on small business. So entrepreneurs are a big part of our business, and we want to support those new businesses coming in and formulating, because the mom and pops, let's be honest, they're the ones that support the community. The money that they make is going right back into the community, and so we want to be part of that. We want to be that source of them being able to get their business going and growing in our community. So I think that's probably one aspect. Another aspect is we are very community focused. As I said, everything we do is focused on Hendricks County. So nonprofits are really important to us, and we want to support our community and make sure that resources are available for people, or for animals, or for whatever is needed out there. But there's so many nonprofits. One of the newer ones that we've stepped up with is Hendricks Live, which is the entertainment center that's down in Plainfield. Have you been there yet?
Mm-mm.
Have you been there yet?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get you there.
Okay.
But it's an amazing 600-seat auditorium, and we came alongside and we are the season sponsor for that event. And we saw that as a gap in our community, trying to figure out how to bring people together and support the arts and support the entertainment and just bring people together for a common cause. And so we're really involved with that, but we're also equally involved with, there's so many organizations out there, so many I can name, but Sheltering Wings is a big one, and all the parks departments, and there's just so many. I don't even know where to start, but we really, really want our money to support this community, and we want it to make us healthy. We want our community to be stable. And in our mission statement, it actually says that we're here to support the community and make them sustainable and healthy, and just make everybody safe and stable.
I think that one of the things we talk about a lot in economic development is if you have a stable community, then you have businesses that want to come in.
Right.
If you have great businesses and those kind of things, it brings the people in.
Right.
So it's just a really a balance of making sure that everything is upheld. Our parks, you talked about the parks department, that's one of the big drivers. Parks, schools, those kind of things. And you guys do so much for across the countywide. So yeah, we appreciate that.
Thanks. We love it.
appreciate
That's the favorite part of my job. So
because you guys do a lot for the local community, but what would you say is the biggest difference between a local bank and a national bank?
I think you could sum that up in one word, and that is a relationship. It's the fact that if I walk into a national chain, they don't know what's happening in my backyard. They don't necessarily know what's actually affecting my community. They don't know how I think as a Midwesterner, or as an Indianian, or whatever you want, all those different categories that we put ourselves in. And the benefit to a local community bank is the people that work there all the way up the chain are from your community. They're right here in your backyard. They understand how our school systems work. They understand how our towns work. They understand all those little nitty-gritty things about what makes our community a community. When you're at a national bank, those chains, the local members, the person that you talk to on a daily basis may get that, but the person at the very top may not. And they're the decision makers, and they're the ones that are actually deciding what the rates are or what the policies are and things of that nature. So that relationship that you can build with the local level, even at the top leadership, understanding what your thinking is like and what our communities are like. And that's the difference.
Jerry's just our Janie Diamond here in Hendricks County.
Right. So
There you
Jerry's our president, and he is out at community events. You see him out interacting with people. You see him at the local grocery store, things of that nature. And so, he's not untouchable. That's the other thing is sometimes, if it's a company out in California that's running your bank, or, we've got some banks around here that are Canadian, and their top CEOs are not going to be at our local community events. You're not able to ask them questions like you can with some of our leadership local.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got for us, Cassie?
All right, what programs are you most excited about right now?
So as the marketing manager, most of what I get excited about is not going to be the dollars, not going to be the financial part. It's going to be more what affects our community. So while we have lots of great programs, we have great programs for small businesses, we have great programs for individuals. What I want to talk to you about today is a brand new program that we started. It is called the Smart Start Checking, powered by Banzai. And what that means is it's basically a brand new checking account that we've started that focuses on young people. As a local community bank, one of the other things, and being around since, the beginning of the decade, what we have really gotten to see is generational banking. So, we've got grandparents who now have their kids banking with us, who now their grandkids are starting to bank with us. And we wanted to help that younger generation and get them familiar with financial literacy and how banks work and things of that nature. So we're really excited about this new program. It's called the Smart Start Checking Program. It is designed for ages 13 to 22. I know we talked about that might be a question later, but I'll go ahead and throw it out there. So it's ages 13 to 22 primarily. They get a debit card. They get online banking. It's a joint account with an adult. So you're setting up an account with your parent typically. But then you're actually setting up this account with your name on a debit card. You get access to online banking and to mobile banking and things of that nature. But the really cool part about it is we're partnering with Banzai. And Banzai is a financial literacy program. It's a game-like type situation. So are you a gamer?
Not really, no.
Not really? Okay, that's all right. You know people who are.
I do.
You got gamers in your family?
I got one.
I figured you did. So in this day and age, a lot of the younger generation is into gaming. And we know that periodically you do the, hey, Scotty, it's time for dinner. And they're like, just a minute, Mom, I'll be there in a minute. And 5 minutes later, they're still not coming to help you with dinner. And it's because they don't want to stop their game. So this financial literacy program, Banzai, is very game-like, and it allows you to pause your game. So you do have to have a username and a password. You log in, you do your game, and when you get to a point where you need to stop, you exit out. When you come back, it starts you right back where you left off. So it's kind of cool, but all the games are focused around actual learning of financial literacy. So it's learning how to budget, it's learning how to save, it's learning how to decipher whether it's a want or a need. And if you take a loan from your mom and dad, that's an IOU. You have to pay that loan back before you actually, can use any of your profits, things of that nature. So the program starts out with a very young Banzai Junior where they're setting up a lemonade stand. We love that because we actually have some kids that we're spotlighting through this program, okay? One of the spotlight kids, this is called Real Kids Doing Real Banking, is Logan and Austin Davis. They're in Brownsburg, and they have run a lemonade stand for years. And what they do is they've done major fundraising during the summer with their lemonade stand, and then they take that money and they deposit it in the bank with us. And at the end of the season, they would actually give a nonprofit from their, they would actually give them a donation from their efforts. And so that was really cool. So the Banzai Junior being a lemonade stand and us having two young gentlemen who started this when I think they were 7 and 9. And they're a little bit older now. They've done this for several years. But it's just kind of cool to correlate that with a group of kids that are actually doing it. And then we have another student that we're actually spotlighting, and her name is Colette DeSerno. She is a race car driver.
Oh,
And she is pretty major. She's kind of a big deal. And she actually, she gets, her winnings from the races, and she has sponsorships and things of that nature. So she has an account with us as well. So that's Colette DeSerno. And her, I can't even spell it. So it's Kolettete, and then D-I-C, I can't read, D-I-C.
Dicero.
Thank you. So all of those kids are kind of representing us right now as we go through this program. But the Banzai program, what's really cool is that we're giving away free money. You like money?
I do.
Like getting it for free? Just
Yeah.
having to play some games on occasion.
Yeah.
So basically, if you come in and you set up a Smart Start checking account with us, there are 6 courses that we've set up in the Banzai program. And for each course that a student completes, again, they have to be 13 to 22. I can't do it, unfortunately. I've aged out.
Just about last year.
Just a little bit, yeah. But basically, there's 6 courses. And for each course that is completed, you can earn up to $25. So you can earn $150 just by sitting in front of the computer doing some educational gaming. So kind of cool. So we're really excited about this program because number one, it's just a student in this day and age wants to have a debit card. They want to have their own bank account, and especially if they've got their own job. But now we're giving them an incentive to actually learn about financial literacy. And it's things like, again, how to save, how to budget. There's some digital awareness. So actually being safe while you're on the computer, there's an aspect of that in this financial literacy. And just a lot of different ways. Entrepreneurship, we talked about that a little bit. There's a section in here that is an entrepreneurship. And so they can actually kind of get some basics on QuickBooks and different things that would help someone actually starting a business. And again, the Banzai Junior is for that lower level, that 13-year-old.
Right.
But then as you progress, or with a parent's assistance, any student would be able to do these courses. So again, $150, all you got to do is open a checking account, which is free, by the way. Come in, set up the account, set up the account, and then just start working on the financial literacy and bring your little certificate into us, and we'll give you free money. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Free money.
Free
I love
money, free money.
money.
Love it when there's a bank that's giving away money.
Uh-huh.
We do deposit that into their account. We don't just hand it to you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, there's a little bit of work that has to be done, to earn the money. But we wanted to make it worth their time and encourage young people to actually start out on a good financial foundation.
All right.
So, yeah.
Okay. So what are some of the focuses this program has?
I think the financial literacy is the biggest piece of it from our aspect. Now, from the students' aspect, it's probably going to be that having their own debit card and being able to, have a little freedom to be out on their own and not have to rely on mom and dad for money. But from the bank's aspect, the biggest thing we can do is try to get that financial literacy foundation out there so that they're making good decisions and thinking about how to, just because you have $100 in your account doesn't mean you should just spend it like that. Maybe there's college to think about, or in the case of my 15-year-old nephew, it's saving up for a brand new pair of shoes. So tennis shoes and things like that. So helping people decipher from the wants to the needs, and I think that's the biggest element of the program.
I like it.
So yeah.
Okay, what is the time commitment like for this?
So if you sat in front to do all of these exercises, it's a little bit of a time commitment. It's you go at your own pace, so it's going to depend, but probably somewhere between 6 to 10 hours worth of work. But again, you're getting money and it's fun, it's gaming, that kind of thing. But probably around 6 to 10 hours, depending on the student's speed and knowledge and things of that nature.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it a little bit, but what ages can do this program?
So 13 to 22 for the Smart Start checking program. Okay, but let me also add that on our website, outside of the rewards that are associated with this, the Banzai program is actually available for anyone. And you don't have to bank with us. Age limit is not a concern. So you can go out to our website, which is hcbt.bank. real short, hcbt.bank. And you can go to the Banzai program that's under our resources, and anybody of any age can use the Banzai resources. And there's game-like activities, there's calculators, there's coaches, which the coaches are where you can actually, let's say that I'm struggling with debt. I can actually go into one of the coaches that's a debt management coach, and I can plug in my personal debt information, and it will help me calculate how to bring that debt down, how many years it'll take, at what payments, things of that nature. And so things like that are in there, anybody can use. The reward system through the checking account is specifically for 13 to 22. Okay? So, and you don't have to bank with us. That's the big thing. Anybody can use the Banzai program. The rewards, you have to actually bank with us.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
It does.
Okay.
And that was my next question, if you have to bank with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for the checking account, you would have to bank with us, and that's where the earning money comes in. But anybody can use the Banzai program without being connected to us at all.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you share a success story?
So it's a really baby program. It's literally just came out about 3 weeks ago. So as far as our success stories, what I can tell you is there's some coming. So I've got some students that I know are using it, and we'll have some stories along that line. I will tell you that Colette, who I mentioned earlier, is actually one of our students that is using the program, the Banzai program, in our local schools. So in addition to us having Banzai on our website, we actually have a sponsorship package that we put together that includes 6 school licenses. And we have 6 local schools that are using the licenses. Tri-West Middle is one of them. That's where Colette goes to school.
Okay.
So she's already using the program. And when we sat down to meet with her about her being one of our real kids doing real banking, she was so cute because we're like, and we're tying this to Banzai. And she's a Spitfire. So she's like, oh, I love Banzai. I love it. She's like, I love it. I do it in school. And she just started rattling off. And I knew that she went to school there, and I knew they were using the Banzai program, but I didn't connect that she was actually going to have experience with it. So it was kind of cool to see how excited she was. And she was talking about how easy it is and how it's fun because it's game-like and things of that nature. So we will have more stories coming. In fact, we also, I mentioned the lemonade stand boys. Those are a success story. We have Colette, who's a success story. We will have other kids that we will start to spotlight as well. We're kind of phasing that component in. So we'll have some really cool stories coming out. Check our social media. Check our Facebook and Instagram, and you'll see some of the stories that are out there right now. So, yeah.
I feel like, while you're focused on kids, I feel like there's many adults that could benefit from doing this Banzai program.
Yes, there are. And I will say one of the reasons why we started with Banzai because the schools recently added, the State Department or the Education Department added that schools needed to have some kind of financial literacy program. So we wanted to offer something free of charge to the schools. That started it, but then we started thinking about how many of our own customers come in and they maybe they've overdrafted on their account, so they're not budgeting well. That's a sign that you may not be budgeting well. Or they come in and they don't understand rates on CDs or a plethora of what banks deal with. And the Banzai program, there's 144 articles, I think, on that program that hit all the different topics. So it's a great tool even for adults, whether you're struggling or whether you're not. There's things in there about retirement. There's things about planning for vacations. There's budgeting tools. There's health savings accounts. There's so many things that are in there that people are constantly asking about, that it's a great resource for all of us. Whether you're stable, whether you're struggling, whether you're young, whether you're old, it's got something for everybody. I personally am using the debt calculators, and I, for the first time in my life, I'm getting there. It's exciting. And so I am a success story of Banzai. Some of the tools that I've used in there have really, things that I've been trying to accomplish for years, all of a sudden I'm actually accomplishing. And it's because I actually use the very thing that I'm talking about. So it's kind of cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
So Seth
Yes.
Cromer is one of your employees at
He
Hendricks
is.
County Bank.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what Seth does, because I feel like after this,
Mhm. Yes.
I feel like then you kind of need Seth.
I would agree with you. So obviously, Hendricks County Bank and Trust, we encompass all the typical banking plus safe deposit boxes and CDs, all that kind of stuff. But then we've added recently a wealth advisor division. So it's Hendricks County Wealth Advisors, and our first advisor is Seth. He is born and bred in Danville as well. His kids are here in the schools, and he's very active in our community as a whole for all of Hendricks County. And he can take you to that next level of preparing for retirement, or in the case of small businesses, he can come up with retirement plans, whether you're a single owner and needing some kind of retirement plan for yourself, or if you have employees, but maybe you can't offer what all the big corporations offer. And so he covers retirement, he covers long-term savings, health plans for loved ones who are dependents, long-term dependents, meaning, they have some kind of life situation where they're going to be dependent on their parents forever. So there's just a lot of things, but he definitely also covers that business side of the equation of helping small businesses with health savings accounts and retirement accounts and things of that nature. So the goal is he's taking where the banking component actually kind of springboards you to being able to have a healthy savings and account, and kind of moving towards long term what you're going to do with your retirement plans and things.
Once you get out of debt, what do you?
Once you get out of debt, what do you do then?
What do you do next?
Exactly.
All right.
Yes.
Or once you start making money, what do you do with it? I love that.
Yes.
All right. So last question before the final question.
Mhm.
Now this
Yes,
is the
yes,
last question before the final question.
Absolutely.
Jocelyn's not here to ask the final question,
Okay.
but we'll
manage.
We'll manage.
Yes.
We'll survive without her, maybe. So looking ahead,
Yes.
where do you see Hendricks County Bank going? Where do you see the future?
So I think I would say just getting even better at what we already do. And that is the relationship building and helping small businesses, helping individuals in Hendricks County be successful so that our community is successful. That includes improvement to technology, for one thing. We've got some neat things coming down the pipeline, and they involve some technology changes. Improving our services, just making sure that we are zoning in on what our community needs, and what our small businesses need to be successful. And we're working with some partner financial institutions to offer even more in the line of, loan opportunities and things that kind of broaden the horizon. We are looking at grants and things that we can offer to the local small businesses to actually support them. So we already have some of that's happened. We recently awarded a grant to the Republican and to African Plum, which is a retail store down in Plainfield. And so we had a really neat grant opportunity that we were able to work with another financial institution and award a pretty significant gift of $10,000 to each of those businesses. So we want to do more of that. We want to figure out ways that we can offer, whether it be loans or grants or whatever the case may be, to really make our small businesses shine in our community. So I think that'll be exciting to watch that come.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So how do people find out about your grants? Is it online? Do you advertise on your social media, or is it how is that?
It's a little bit more of that relationship that you have with us.
Okay.
If you're already banking with us, we kind of look at what the businesses are that are out there and that we see are heading towards growth or needing some financial assistance that way. And then we kind of help make those connections with who we think will be ideal candidates for that. So first step is bank with us. And then from there, we can kind of look at what your business does and what growth is out there and what the growth possibilities are. And we can figure some of that out.
Great. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. This is the final question.
Okay.
All right. Words you live by, either a quote or Something of that sort.
So I'm going to have to read it because it's rather long, but this is from The Once and Future King by T.H. White. It has actually been my motto since high school, believe it or not. I may have to explain it, but the quote from T.H. White is, "Perhaps we give the best of our hearts uncritically to those who hardly think about us in return." And what that means to me is sometimes I worry about what other people think about me when they're probably not thinking about me at all. And so I need to get outside of my head and just be me and do the best that I can, have my heart in the right place and good intentions, but then not let other people really affect or get into my head of what I should be doing or shouldn't be doing. I need to stay the course of what my heart's telling me.
I love that.
So
I think we all need to do that.
I do too.
I think we all need to do that.
I agree.
Every high schooler needs to learn that one lesson,
Yes.
right?
I agree.
I think it was my junior year that I started with that. So
I might have to steal that.
yeah, that's fine. I would encourage you to.
Well, I think it was perfect that Cassie was on today.
I do too.
Talking about ages 13 to 22. She fits right in there.
I do.
We're just a couple years out of that range, but, just, yeah.
So yeah. So now I'll
Yeah.
get to talk to Cassie afterwards about how she needs to open a checking account with us.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. Cassie, thanks for filling in today.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
All right. Have a good day.
Thanks.